everybody's coming in now. Y'all was late like I was because I got caught up watching Team USA gymnastics. I love gymnastics. I love the track. I like the swimming portion. Um what else do I like? Track, the gymnastics, swimming. What else do I like watching? Diving. Yeah. But I had to go see my own child. Uh-oh. I'm in the process of taking my NCLEX. Oh, shucks. Go ahead, D. I'm excited for you. Y'all. What is up? What is up? I'm trying to download this. Is it gonna download? Okay. I've got an announcement. As soon as I can pull it up. If I can pull it up. Computer is being a hater. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hello, hello. All right, so if you don't know me, I am Nursia Blessed RN. This is Study Buddy Sunday. I am a registered nurse and I help students pass dosage calculations. We pay too much money for tuition and make too many sacrifices in school to let math and letters and words and all that jazz hold us back. So, hey, it's cool if you've been here before. Thank you for coming back again. If you're new here tonight, then hopefully you like it and you'll come back again. We are live on YouTube right now. So, hey, YouTubers who are tuning in. And yeah, once we get done with this, it will be live on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN. You're new here, kids? What program are you in? What program? Tell me more, tell me more. What am I looking for? Yep. So, that's pretty much the rundown. I'm gonna, what? I said yes. Goodness. So if you wouldn't mind double tapping on that screen, I am going to get us set up. I usually like to start with an easy problem and then like the metric conversions and like the tablets and such, and then get into the harder stuff. Somebody asked me, did I have a critical drip? I do have a weight-based one, which is dopamine, so that is one of your critical drips, and I do have a heparin problem tonight. So yeah, hello, hey everybody, hey Melly Maury. Dosage calculations I pass with flying colors. It's that damn A and P. Oh my gosh, that sucks. I hate that anatomy and physiology is giving you the blues. Like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So well, if you want to stick around and help a friend out, you can. So we won't hold that against you. For anatomy and physiology, have you considered Khan Academy on YouTube? That is a real big help for anatomy and physiology. Khan Academy, KAHN Academy. Yep. You got 3 weeks left in your first term. That's awesome. Do you get a break in between? Yeah, I'm trying to pull this image up. Tell me more. Tell me more. I don't know why I got grease stuck in my head too. All right. So yeah, boom. There it is. It won't let me make it big. Oh my gosh. So, if you don't know who this lovely lady in this flyer is, her name is Jakara Lewis, and she is a math extraordinaire who loves math just like I do. Unfortunately, she doesn't do the dosage stuff, and I don't do the T stuff. But guess who's coming together? Us, yeah. On August the 5th, we are having a free webinar on Zoom. So we will be going over the basics to get you set up for success in the rest of your dosage calculations courses and your T's test, your HESIs, whatever. So go to the website and click on the events link. I will have it linked in my bio as well. So take advantage of these free resources. Come kick it with us. Do some math with us. Get more confident in your math skills, and let's do this, okay? Last week in the first semester of nursing, I need this break. I know that's real. Everybody needs a break, I think. And then when you do have a break, take the break. You're new here, okay, and my YouTubers are new here. Hey, you start LVN on August the 19th. Yeah, so definitely, if you're about to start school or you want a refresher, come to our webinar. Yay! All right, so boom, let's do this. Let's get started. Cause I put my gymnastics on pause because it was gonna make me late. All right, so here we are. So if you don't know me, I'm gonna let you know this. I don't like memorizing unnecessary things because I feel like you have other subjects in school that you need to focus on with your nursing stuff, with the ABGs and your values, your normal labs. Like, you've got too many things to memorize, right? So formulas I don't like because you have to memorize them. You got to memorize them right. And then you got to figure out, which formula do I use for this? So if you are a formula person or a desire person, give me some grace. I will do it that way. But I mainly use dimensional analysis, and I don't say we're doing math. We are doing puzzle pieces, okay? Because math is sometimes intimidating. A lot of people say, I'm not good at math. Well, we won't do math. We'll solve a puzzle, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to read our question. We're going to find the goal. What is it asking me to find? And then we're going to get puzzle pieces and we're going to fit them together. Everything that is not a part of that picture on the puzzle box has got to go. So we'll cross those out, and it has to be on the top and on the bottom to cross out, okay? And we're going to do every single problem the same exact way, with finding the goal, finding our puzzle pieces, which are the useful information that's in the question, lining up our units on the top and the bottom so that everything crosses out except for that goal. And then we'll finally do some multiplication and division at the end. Sound good? Boom. All right, so let's get to it. The webinar is August 5th, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. Hey, Nursey, I made a 1046 on my HESI first attempt. Go ahead. All right. You helped me tremendously, y'all. Well, thank you. I'm so excited for y'all. Hey, Gazoo. All right. So let's do it. This is what? Milliliter to teaspoon, right? So we're going from metric to household. Hey, Miss Joe, how you doing? So we're going from metric to household. So we need to know our conversions, right? That's the only thing that's you will have to memorize, because you can't get off scot-free. You got to memorize some things, but formulas, not one of them, okay? So our goal is going to be to find teaspoons. So do we know how many milliliters are in a teaspoon? Do we need to sign up, or is more information going to be just Eve? I'm going to put the link in my bio so you can click on it. I also got it posted, and it's like a QR link on my stories, and then I'll keep reposting it as well. But yeah, you just go to the website and you put your name, your email in. It'll send you the Zoom link, and you just come as you are. All right, exactly, 5 milliliters. So we know that 1 teaspoon is 5 milliliters, okay? And that's the only conversion that we're gonna need. So what we'll do is we'll start with what we're looking for. You're welcome. So if I'm looking for teaspoons, I want my teaspoons to be the first thing that I use, and I want it to be on the top. If I start with what I'm looking for, I don't have to go and find it. Everything else then has to cross out. Make sense? All right, so this is my puzzle piece. 1 teaspoon is 5 milliliters. Okay, so now I've got my teaspoons, which is the goal, but now I've got milliliters. Milliliters has to cross out because it's not a part of my goal. Anything that's not a part of the goal has to be crossed out. So I'll use my milliliters from the question, 120 milliliters, and I'll put it over 1. My milliliters cross out, and now I can divide the top by the bottom. Okay, so 120 divided by 5 is going to be 24 teaspoons. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And you would set up all of your metric conversions just the same way. Okay, let's see, we got let's do a milliliter to cup one. All right, so this is it's still what, metric to household, a little bit tougher, but we still gonna do it. Okay, so we have 800 milliliters, and we need to know how many cups does that equal, right? So our goal is to find cups. Okay, so we need to know our metric conversion from cup to ounces or cups to milliliters, right? So I know that 1 cup equals 8 ounces. And then I also know that 1 ounce equals 30 milliliters. Okay, so if I'm looking for cups, I'm going to start with the puzzle piece that has cups in it. That's here. So we'll do 1 cup over 8 ounces. Okay, so just like in real life, when you shake the puzzle pieces up and you empty them out the box, they don't fall in the right way, do they? Sometimes you have to move them around, flip them, piece them together, right? And that's the same thing that you can do to this, because if cup was on the bottom and ounces was on the top, all you would do is flip it around, because we're making our puzzle piece fit how we need it to fit. Okay, and just like in real life, you don't cut a puzzle piece in half. So we're keeping our puzzle pieces together. And then we also only use that puzzle piece one time. You can only use it once, and then that's it. Okay, so we've already used this one. So now we've got ounces at the bottom. I need ounces at the top. So this puzzle piece has ounces in it. We'll do 1 ounce is 30 milliliters. Ounces cross out, and now I've got milliliters at the bottom. So now I need milliliters at the top, because milliliters is not part of my goal. So I'll take it from here. 800 milliliters is by itself. It's not in a relation to anything. So when I say in a relation, I mean just like 1 day is 24 hours. 1 hour is 60 minutes. Those things will always equal each other. 800 milliliters is just 800 milliliters. It's itself. Anything over 1 is always going to be itself. But this is just like a placeholder to show, hey, this is going to be part of the numbers that you multiply across the top, because we'll multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, then divide the top by the bottom. Okay, so everything has crossed out except for cups. So 1 times 1 times 800 is 800, and then 8 times 30 is going to be 240. So we'll divide 800 by 240, and that's going to be 3.33333 repeating, right? Okay, so now let us practice rounding. Okay, what if this asks us to round to the nearest whole number? What would our answer be? Three cups. Okay. Alrighty. All right, let's get to the hard stuff. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I do a lot of practice, as you can see. Boom. Let's get right into it. Why didn't you use 240 mLs? Neff, you could have used 240 mLs, but everybody don't always know that 1 cup is 240 milliliters. But I know that 1 cup is 8 ounces, and I know that 1 ounce is 30 milliliters. So if you know that it was the 240, then you could have used your 240. If not, then you could use your individual conversions. Either way works. It'll still give you the same thing, and your milliliters would cross out. All right, heparin. Heparin infusion has been ordered for a patient weighing 115 pounds. An initial bolus of 1,000 units of heparin has been ordered before starting a continuous drip of 15 units per kilogram per minute. You have a vial labeled heparin 500 units per milliliter. Pharmacy has sent a bag of heparin of 40,000. My zero got cut off. It's 40,000 units and 250 mLs of normal saline. How many milliliters will the nurse administer for the initial bolus? And then how many milliliters per hour will the nurse set on the infusion pump? So this is a two-part question, okay? So what we'll do is first see about the bolus. So bolus just means that it is a one-time administration of the medicine. It could be bolus of fluid. It could be a bolus like a tube feeding. It could be a bolus of heparin. In this case, it's just a one-time kind of thing. You're going to draw it up from that vial that you have labeled heparin 500 units per milliliter. You're going to draw it up and then you're going to push it in the IV. Because with heparin, we have to have it at a certain level in the blood because we are not wanting our patient to clot, right? So we've got to go ahead and give them that initial and then the drip that we're going to find in the second part is going to maintain that level of heparin, which we will then check every 6 hours or per protocol for your APTT or your anti-10A. Okay? All right. So bolus, what is the order for it? 1,000 units. Okay? So we need 1,000 units of heparin, and it's available in 500 units per milliliter. Okay, so our goal is to find out how many milliliters to give to our patient. All right, and thank y'all for the likes and shares. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're looking for milliliters. What do we start with? Milliliters. This puzzle piece right here has milliliters in it, so I'm going to flip it. So I'll do milliliter over 500 units. Okay, so now I've got units at the bottom. I need units at the top. We'll do 1,000 units over 1. Your units cross out, and now you just divide 1,000 by 500, and you'll get 2 milliliters, right? Sometimes I have like, does that make sense? Yeah. 2 milliliters. Okay. So that is how you do the bolus. Don't make it harder than what it seems. I know sometimes big word is intimidating, like IV piggyback or bolus or intermittent blah, blah, blah. It's big stuff to throw you off, okay? It's extra, all right? So that is it. That's all you do. You just set up a simple problem and find your milliliters. So now that part is done. So what we'll do next is find our IV drip. What did this do? Okay. So our goal, because it says how many milliliters per hour, is milliliter per hour. So heparin is a weight-based drug. That means you're going to have to use the patient's weight to find out how much of this medicine to give to the patient. So with any kind of weight-based problem, I think about PPP, and not the loan that they is coming after these folks for getting during COVID, but patient prescription product. So our patient's weight is 115 pounds. Boom. Our prescription is 15 units per kilogram per minute. And that is one puzzle piece, and you keep it all together. And then our product, which is our medicine, is going to be 40,000 units in 250 mLs. Okay, so if we're looking for milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom, I'm going to start with my milliliters, okay? So this one right here, I'm going to flip it because I can. It's just a puzzle piece. It'll still be the same puzzle piece if you put it to the left, the right, up, or down, okay? But I need my milliliters on the top because that is what I'm looking for. So we'll do 250 mLs over 40,000 units. So now I've got units at the bottom. I need units to be at the top, which is this part. So we'll do 15 units per kilogram per minute. Units crosses out. Now I've got kilogram and minute at the bottom. Do I want kilogram per minute? That's a lot. We'll do it, but that's not how it's usually ordered. Anyways, I was like, wait a minute, that seems like a lot. And see, it's like when you do this in like real life, you're like, wait a minute, I need to question this order. But for the sake of math purposes, we'll just continue on, okay? So kilograms, we have our patient's weight in as pounds. So we'll have to do 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Our kilograms cross out. So now I can do 115 pounds over 1. And the pounds cross out. And then lastly, it's minute at the bottom. I need hour. Yeah. So we'll do 60 minute over 1 hour. So it crosses out. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking doing this one, because usually when you have a heparin order, it's units per kilogram per hour, not per minute. But like I said, we'll do it since we're already in it. Don't be trying to go and dose anybody with these numbers on here. This is for educational purposes only. Do not, I repeat, do not go out and dose your patients off of this. So I got 294 mLs per hour, like Maria Riviera did, 0114. Okay. If we round to the nearest whole number. How y'all feeling about these? You okay? Y'all kind of quiet. So do you multiply the top numbers and divide the bottom numbers? Yes, Dev. So what I do is I keep everything inside the calculator, because my motto is the more steps you take, the more mistakes you can make. So when you have all of these numbers on here, sometimes you can get really long numbers, or like a whole bunch of zeros, right? And we know the importance of a place or a zero, right? It can change your answer drastically. So what I do is I keep everything inside the calculator, and I do what's called the calculator trick. So what you would do is enter all of your numbers across the top, and you'll hit multiply in between. So 250 times 15 times 115 times 60. I don't include the 1 because the 1 doesn't make a difference, okay? Then once I get to 60, I'll hit equals. I will hit divide. Boom. And then I'll put in all of my numbers on the bottom, and I hit divide. So 40,000 divide 2.2. I don't put the ones in, and then I hit the equal sign one time, and then I'll get my answer. So that's how I do all of that multiplying, and then you won't have to write it down, then multiply, write it down, then you got to put it back into your calculator, because like I said, less steps, less mistakes. All right. Finally, I catch her live. Thank God. Hey, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. Is the 500 milliliters units per milliliter of heparin a distractor? The 500 units of this one right here is part. Well, hold on. Sorry. Put it so I can write. Okay, this part right here was for your bolus part. So the IV bag will be reserved for your pump, for your drip. This vial is for your bolus. Does that make sense? Thank you. You're welcome. Is this dimensional analysis? It is dimensional analysis. Yep. Hey, Kevin, y'all go follow my dude. Go follow my dude, my NCLEX strategist extraordinaire. He's going to break those problems left, right, upside down, backwards, over, bloop, bloop, woot, woot. And he's going to get you ready for the NCLEX, because we start working on NCLEX the first time we step in school, okay? He's going to get you right. Yes. Hey, Kevin. Can I do... Oh, wait a minute. You said, can I do it over? Okay, I'll do another problem similar to it. How about that? I'll add in, y'all don't let me forget, say, put another heparin bolus problem. Cutting up seed. I don't be cutting up. You cut up, Kevin. Cutting up, Kevin. Hey, I missed that. What was the initial bolus? I think the initial bolus answer was 2 milliliters, if I'm not mistaken. I go live on Sunday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time. All right, so this is the critical drip problem for somebody who was asking for it. You right, I stay cutting up and do. All right, so a patient has dobutamine ordered at 15 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Kevin, it's your drug right here. That's what y'all use in the IC of the U. You know, I'm a med-surg ortho nurse, so yep, go to the ICU. The patient weighs 85 kilograms. The concentration for dobutamine is 500 milligrams in 250 mLs. Calculate the infusion rate in milliliters per hour, and we're going to round to the whole number. Okay, so this again is a weight-based problem. PPP, your patient's weight, your prescription, and then your product. So that's your medicine, right? So what is our goal? Our goal is to find milliliter per hour. Don't y'all let me forget that heparin problem either, okay? So, boom. Patient's weight is 85 kilograms. And you see, I write my puzzle pieces on the side. I think it's beneficial to write your puzzle pieces or your information that you're gonna use to solve the problem on the side or at the top or however. Because when you're trying to look back and going through the problem, you're like, okay, what's this? What's that? Like, it kind of helps put it into perspective for you. Like, okay, I have this over here. I have this on the bottom. I have this on the top. I need to flip this. It helps, you know. I don't think they'll take off for it. So anyways, 15 micrograms per kilogram per minute is your order, and then our medicine is 500 milligrams and 250 mLs. Okay, so now we are looking for milliliter at the top and hour at the bottom. So I start with what I'm looking for, which is my milliliter. So we'll do, I'm gonna move it over because I always start too far over and then end up running out of space. Oh, how did that put? I don't know. I don't even feel like trying to fix it. Okay, 250 ml over 500 mg. Okay, so next we have milligrams at the bottom. We need milligrams to go at the top, right? Do we have anything with milligrams in it? No, we have micrograms, but we know that we can convert a microgram to a milligram and vice versa, right? So I'm going to automatically throw my milligram at the top. I'm going to put my microgram at the bottom. I know that 1 milligram is 1,000 micrograms, so I cross that out. Now I've got micrograms at the bottom, so I'll use my puzzle piece with micrograms in it, which is this. So 15 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Micrograms cross out. Now I've got kg and minute at the bottom. Both of those have to go because I just want hour, right? So we'll put our 85 kilograms. It's already converted to kilograms, so I don't need a conversion. I'll just put it over 1. I cross my kilograms out, and now I'm left with minutes at the bottom. I need hours. So I know that 60 minutes is 1 hour. I cross my minutes out and everything is gone except for milliliters at the top and hours at the bottom, which was the goal. Okie dokie. Now we can finally do some math. And the more you practice these type of problems, the better you get, the faster you get, okay? I know it kind of seems like a lot, but if you're not good at math, if you want something that's consistent, that you do the same way every single time, then this is going to be your best bet, okay? How long does this go until we get finished with the problems that I've started, that I've chosen for tonight? Usually it'll go maybe like an hour, maybe a little bit over. And then sometimes we get to chit-chatting, so I don't know. Just until I got about maybe 8 more problems left. So 15 times 85. And then I promised to do another heparin bolus problem at the end. So yeah. Boom. So I got 38.25. So let's do rounding. Okay. Well, y'all already did it. I was about to say round to the nearest whole number. What would we get? And y'all got 38 because this is the whole number. Everything to the left of the decimal is your whole number, right? So we need to think round right. So we need to go 1 space over one decimal place over, basically. So if it's whole number, you're going to go right there to the 10th place, okay? And if that number is 4 and below, it's a no-go. If it's 5 or more, you raise the score. So it increased by 1, and then everything after that place disappears, okay? So let's say we were going to, okay, our answer is this, 38 milliliters per hour. What if this asked us to round to the nearest 10th place? What would our answer be then? So we round to the 10th place. We start at the 10th place and we go over one decimal place. If it's 4 and below, it's a no-go. If it's 5 or more, we raise the score. So it would be 38.3. So you raise that one digit and then everything else behind it is gone. Okay, so that's how you round. And I do have a rounding video that I just did if you want to reference it back, and it is on my YouTube channel, A Blessed RN. And don't forget that this session is live on YouTube. Hey, YouTubers who are hanging in there with me. So once we get done studying, this will be available for the replay, okay? For the replay. So find the BSA of a patient who weighs 88 pounds and is 3 feet 10 inches tall. All right. BSA. So unfortunately, this is one thing that you really can't use dimensional analysis for. There is an actual 2 formulas for it. So BSA is going to be measured in meters squared. So that's going to be the square root of your pounds times your height in inches divided by 3131, or your meter squared equals the square root of your weight in kilograms times your height in centimeters divided by 3600. So those 2 are formulas that you will have to memorize, unfortunately. So I can't help you out there. But the good thing about it is all you have to do is convert, or you can use the US, which you'll just put in your pounds, and you'll change your height to inches, which is fairly easy, and then divide it and then hit the square root button. Okay. I know this might sound crazy, but what is BSA? I just want to make sure I'm thinking what I'm thinking is right. Body surface area. So this is another way that they'll use like your height and your height and your weight to come up with a number, and it's meters squared. Usually this is used for pediatric dosing, because you know the peds, they're the little people, right? And their body systems is, so you have to calculate very carefully and very specific. So usually you'll see meter squared used for pediatric stuff. I'm not a peds nurse, so I didn't use that a lot, but yeah. And do I ever teach dose over half? If you want me to, I do. I have problems broken down on my YouTube channel, but usually I do dimensional, because like I said, it's your go-to for everything. It's the same way and it's not different, because with some of these problems you can't do desired over half, or it takes a lot to get to what your desired is and it's confusing. I've never seen this type of problem before. Okie dokie. Well, this is what it is. Okay, it is what I was thinking. You're welcome. Okay, so which one do we want to do? Do we want to do metric or do we want to do the US? BSA stands for body surface area. Hey, Kiana, you're okay. We're just a couple of problems in, but you know you can always watch the replay. I need more help with dimensional analysis, so then stay right here. Stay right here. Don't go nowhere. And it's not dimensional analysis. It's puzzle pieces. Okay, somebody said the metric version. Okay, so if we're going to do the metric, we'll use this formula right here. So that means we need to convert what in God's name is this? Body surface area. Look, I asked on Wednesday night, what type of problems do y'all want to see Sunday? Somebody specifically told me weight-based, BSA, safe dose, fluid management, insulin, heparin, and bolus. And I said, you have not because you asked not. So here you go. All right. So we'll need to convert the weight, and then we'll convert the height in inches, and we'll do it to metric, so kilograms and centimeters, and then we'll plug it into the formula. So of course, with our weight, we know that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. I have 88 pounds, and I'll put it over 1. My pounds crosses out. 88 divided by 2.2 is going to be 40 kilograms, okay? And that's that. So then we know what 1 centimeter, what is it? 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So we're looking for centimeters. We'll do 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch. And then how many inches do we have? All right. So 3 feet is going to be what? 3 times 12? Because 1 foot is 12 inches. So 36 inches plus 10 inches. So 46 inches total. All right. So you see with the metric one, you're going to have to do a whole bunch of more converting than the US. But hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to do the math, right? So 2.54 times 46, that's going to be 116.84 centimeters. So all we have to do now is plug it into our formula, okay? So we got 40 kilograms times 116.84 centimeters divided by 3600, and you take the square root of it, okay? So we'll do 40 times 116.84 divided by 3600 equals, and then you hit the square root button, and then you'll get meters squared, because that's what body surface area is measured in, 1.13939 and all that. So where did I get 46 inches from? Okay, so let me show you what I did. So this is the height, right? So you got 3 feet and 10 inches. So we need to make it all inches, because you can't go from feet to centimeters. You can go from inches to centimeters. So what I did was convert this to inches. So I know that 12 inches is 1 foot times your 3 feet. Your feet cross out, and that's 36 inches. Then I add this 10 right here. So 36 plus 10 is your 46 inches. So that's what the height is in inches. And then I use my inches in my formula right here. This is only used in pediatric. Yeah, mainly. That's where you mainly see it. The breakdown of the height. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So that's that one. Hey, Keisha. I'm sorry. I didn't see you come in. Y'all be so funny. You're like, this is the only peds, right? Would you use this for adults? You could. What is it? Parkland. No, Parkland. No, not really. But I mean, you could use it because adults have height and weight too. But you normally see it in pediatric problems. Oncology? I don't know. I've never given any oncology. I wasn't chemo certified. I worked floated to an oncology floor, but I didn't see it with the medicines that I gave because I wasn't chemo certified. You're welcome. So give regular insulin by continuous infusion IV at 15 units per hour. Regular human insulin is available as 100 units and 250 milliliters of normal saline. What rate on the infusion pump will deliver the correct dose? All right, so we're giving a medicine via IV pump. Our goal is going to be milliliter per hour, okay? So usually if it's an IV pump, you're going to do milliliter per hour. If you're doing your gravity drip set, which will have the drop factor in there, it's going to be drops per minute. Either way it goes, it's volume over time. How much medicine solution you want to give, and how long do you want it to infuse into your patient. Now, don't get it confused with the frequency, because some of the problems will say give it every 12 hours. And you're like, oh, I want to put it 12 hours. No, you want to give it however much time it says to infuse in or over. Your frequency is how often you give a dose in a day, okay? So this one, we have the puzzle pieces of what? 15 units per hour. That goes together, so it stays together. Okay. And then we have our medicine is 100 units and 250 milliliters. Okay. I done missed everything taking these calls. Ebony, you can look at it on, yes, thank you, Chef Ashes Black. I appreciate it. Yes. And this one is on there. I don't think it's a way that you can tag one. One night I did a pediatric one where it had like weight-based stuff, safe dose, like all kind of peds stuff. And it was just like a peds night. So I'm working on a schedule to see how I want to break down the sessions for August since school is coming up. And remember, myself and Jakara Lewis, we're a tag teaming to bring you a free webinar, math webinar, August the 5th, 7 p.m. Eastern time, to get you set up with the basics, the foundation, so that you can be successful in dosage calculations. So that will be linked in my bio once I get off. I do have it on my stories on TikTok. If you want to click the QR code, or if you go to my website and you click under events, it is listed there too. So yeah, and I do have free resources on my site. So I've got like sheets that have the formulas on there, conversions, the step-by-step on how you break down these problems and set them up with dimensional analysis, also practice questions and answers. So take advantage of it, and you're welcome. All right, so we're looking for milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom, right? So we'll do this. 250 ml over 100 units. Okay, so now we've got units on the bottom. I need units at the top, right? So we'll do 15 units over an hour. So units cross out, and now what are we left with? Milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom. Some people want to continue and go on, and I want to put 60, or I want to divide by 60. For what? For what? Stop. Once you get to the goal, that's what you're looking for, stop and do the math, okay? Ty Davis collection, dope. I love her too. Oh, thank you so much. I love y'all too. And I appreciate all the support that y'all offered and the kind words you're sharing, your referrals, y'all tagging me and stuff. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I just want to help with some math. That's all. So 250 times 15 divided by 100 equals 37.5. Okay, if we rounded that to our nearest whole number, somebody already put it in there. 2 people already put it in there. 38 milliliters per hour, right? 38 ml per hour. So y'all let me know, what type of rounding rules do your programs require? Do they require you round to the nearest whole number on all of your answers? Or do they tell you individually what they're looking for? Or do you have to round to the tenths? Anyone remember what the answer was for the last question on M2? I think it was 1.13, and then 9 something. It was really long. So you can either keep it like that, or you can round it to 1.14. It just depends on what it tells you to round to. Haha. So I did that, and boom. So here is a reconstitution problem, okay? They tell us when and when not to round and to what power on each question. Okay, makes sense. Whole and the tenths and the tenths. Okay, so let me tell you something, okay? Dosage calculations problems are often filled with a lot of extra information that is meant for no good. It's important when you get on the floor, but for all intents and purposes of you solving these problems on this paper in the classroom, it's fluff, okay? When you reconstitute a drug is in a powder form, and you add a liquid to it and you shake it up. So you can make it a liquid and you can give it to the patient either orally or IV, right? So what you want to do is concentrate on the concentration. How much is in the vial? How many grams is it? How many milliliters of water? The price of tea in China? Don't none of that matter, okay? Concentrate on the concentration of the medicine after it's been reconstituted. How much does it yield to give a concentration of? Those are some of the verbiage that you might see, the concentration, okay? Don't fall for the okie doke, because I'm going to tell you, I told you, this is your answer to all of your reconstitution problems. Concentrate on the concentration. You want what's ordered, because that's what you're looking for, and then you want the medicine, the concentration of it. All right, I ain't going to say it again. I think I beat a dead horse, all right? So Zovirax, 200 milligrams by mouth twice a day. A vial of Zovirax is available with directions that says add 10 milliliters of sterile water to yield 50 milligrams per 0.5 milliliters. How many milliliters will be administered per dose? Okay, so what are we looking for? Milliliter per dose. Who can tell me what is the fluff in this question? I'm new here. I'm about to start my prerequisites to get accepted into nursing school. So all this is foreign to me, but I'm slowly learning. Okay, Ty. Well, I'm excited. And congratulations on starting nursing school. I'm so excited. Everybody's about to start nursing school. They're like, oh, I start August this and all that. And some people started July. And I'm just like, yeah. Okay, so yes, the fluff is the 10 milliliters, okay? Exactly. We don't care. Not for right now. When you're in that med room and you're in your cute figs or whatever type brand you like wearing and you shaking it up, it matters because you got to powder and you got to shake it. But for this problem, 10 milliliters does not matter. We know we've got 200 milligrams and that is one dose. Okay, so let me break that part down too. So a complete order consists of the medicine. It consists of the dose. So how many milligrams, units, milliequivalents, or whatever. That's for one dose. The route, which is PO, which is by mouth, and then the frequency, which is 2 times a day. This is not asking us anything about how many milliliter per day that we're given, is it? No. So we don't need that. We know that 200 milligrams is one dose, and that is going to be one puzzle piece. And then we've got our concentration, which is 50 milligrams per 0.5 ml. Okay, if I'm looking for milliliter at the top, I'm going to use this puzzle piece with milliliter in it, and I'm going to flip it 0.5 ml over 50 milligrams. Okay, so now I've got milligrams at the bottom. I need milligrams at the top. So I'll use this puzzle piece, 200 mg's over one dose. So now my milligrams cross out and I'm left with milliliter per dose. Okay, so in this question, anything that says add is fluff. Yep, because we want to know how many milligrams per milliliter, how many units per milliliter, how many milliequivalents per milliliter, how many da-da-dats per da-da-dats. Okay, that is what the concentration is. A. So what we'll do is 0.5 times 200 divided by 50, and that's going to be 2 milliliters per dose. All right. And that's how you do it. And that's how you do that one. Okay. So this is another requested problem, which is fluid maintenance. So this is for your peds. How much fluid do you need to give in the IV to have their maintenance fluids going? Okay, we have a dosage calculation exam the first day of school. Oh my goodness, have mercy. I'm a 102 and we started talking this for the clarification. You're welcome. All right, okay, so this is another one where you have a formula and you can't get around it, just like the meter squared with your BSA. But hey, we do what we must, okay? So for a patient who weighs 18.5 kilograms, they're going to get 1,000 milliliters off the top, off the rip, okay? Plus 50 milliliters per kilogram. And that's going to be anything that's over 10 kgs, okay? So, our patient weighs 18.5. So we'll subtract 10 from it, because this right here is going to take care of that 10 part, okay? And then this right here is going to be what, 8.5? That's going to be the other part to it, okay? That's going to take care of the rest of that 8.5 kilograms. So in order to find milliliters, I'm going to use my 50 ml per kg, and then I've got 8.5 kgs left after I subtract my other 10 from it, okay? That's just how this formula goes. How they came up with it, I don't know. But I know this is the formula for it, okay? All right, so if we're looking for milliliters, we start with our milliliters on top. So 50 milliliters per kilogram. So then I'll have kilogram at the bottom. I'll put my 8.5 kilograms at the top over 1. My kilograms cross out, and then I'll do 50 times 8.5, and that's going to be 425 milliliters. Remember, off the top, they automatically get 1,000. So we'll add 1,000 to that, and that's going to be 1425 milliliters. And that's how many milliliters that they get in the day, per day. So per 24 hours. So if they asked you how many milliliters per hour would you set the pump to deliver this amount, all you would do is divide your 1425 by your 24, and that'll be your answer. So that's like my greater than sign. That's not a 7. Sorry. So if the patient was less than 10 kilograms, I think it's what, 100 mLs per kilogram. So if they weigh more than 10 kilograms, then it's 1,000 milliliters plus 50 milliliters per kilogram for body weight that's over the 10 kilogram. So that's why we subtracted the 10 kilograms right here from the 18. Because that 1,000 is already going to take care of your 10 kilograms of body weight. And then we'll have to figure out the rest of the milliliters for your 8.5. So that's where this part came from. Okay. And so when we got 425 milliliters, we added the other part of the formula, which was your 1,000, and then you get 1425 milliliters, and that is for the whole day. And then if it asks you to find how many milliliters per hour would you set the IV pump for, you'll do 1425 divided by 24, and that'll be 59.37. So all of that just to see how much IV fluid this baby needs. Okay. I don't see how y'all do pediatric labor, delivery, all of that either. I don't know. You might say I'm crazy because I love med surge. Like I went there and I stayed. But then I also started on a nephrology unit, and you had to know your fluid electrolytes. You got to know your lab values. You got to know your hemodynamics, because a patient who dialyzes and they're not stable with their electrolytes, that heart can cut up, and then what you got to do, cold rapid. You okay? So like I started and it was like med surge, but it was like you still had to know stuff. You know what I'm saying? So don't be rapping on med surge. You still got to know. You got to know what you know. So a nurse is preparing to administer 0.9% normal saline, 800 milliliters over 6 hours. The nurse The nurse should set the infusion pump to deliver how many milliliters per hour, and we're going to round to the whole number, right? So yes, that 0.9 is fluff. That's just telling you that it's normal saline. Normal saline is 0.9% sodium chloride. Okay. Can we do another one like this? Are you talking about the fluid management, the that I just did? She said, I can't do it. Well, I can, but I'm not. But yeah, I'll add one on for Wednesday. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll see what our goal is, which is milliliter per hour, right? So remember, we want to know how much fluid over how long does it take to put that fluid in the patient's veins, right? So 800 milliliters is to go over 6 hours. It is literally telling you to put 800 milliliters over 6 hours. Okay. So that is what you're going to set your pump. You're going to divide the top by the bottom, and then that's what your answer will be. 800 divided by 6, which would be 133.3333333 repeating. So if we round this to the whole number, our answer will be 133 milliliters per hour. And you're like, oh, that was too easy. That was so simple. I wanted to multiply and divide and all this and all that. For what? For why? If your goal is telling you milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom, you have milliliter over your hours. That's all you need. Don't make it overcomplicated, okay? The goal is to make this as simple as we as we can. All right. Boom. So that was that one. Let's see. A nurse. Lord, I don't left my E off. A nurse. Is preparing to administer ceftazidime 2 grams IVPB every 12 hours. Available is ceftazidime 2 grams in 0.9% normal saline, 100 milliliters, to be infused over 30 minutes. The nurse should set the IV pump to deliver how many milliliters per hour, and we're going to round to the nearest whole number. Okay, so this one is got some stuff in it. It's got big word. We got numbers and percents and all kind of fluff. All right. So remember, what did I say we were looking for? We were looking for the volume. So how many milliliters to give to our patient over how long it is to be infused. So how long will it take for that volume to go into their IV? Remember, I also told us about a frequency. When it says how many hours that the one dose is supposed to be given, that's how many doses are supposed to be in the day, right? So if you given 2 grams, is this asking us how many grams, how many milligrams, how many micrograms? No. So, okay, don't matter. So every 12 hours, that is the frequency. That's how often you give a dose. Is this asking how many milliliters per day? No. It is not. So that is fluff too. Okay. Available is that 2 grams. Okay. That's what we're looking for in normal saline. That's the stuff that it's floating around in. 100 milliliters. Okay. That's my total volume. And it's to be infused over 30 minutes. So my goal was to find milliliter per hour, right? I had 100 milliliters and it is to go over 30 minutes. Okay. So if I got milliliter at the top, that's part of the goal. The other part is to have hour at the bottom. I have minutes at the bottom. So I'll do this. I'll put minute at the top, hour at the bottom. 60 minutes is 1 hour. My minutes cross out, and now I have my goal. Do you see how you go through and you use your goal to kind of guide you to what you need and how you set it up and to look at that fluff? Make sense? All right, so 100 times 60 divided by 30. It's going to be 200 milliliters per hour. Yeah, go ahead, like it up. Make them fingers like Simone Biles across that doggone screen. Exactly, because we're breaking this down. We're making this easy because we don't have time to be repeating dosage calculations and giving these schools your money and your time. We trying to go out into the world and save lives here, right? Okie dokie. So remember, volume over time. And don't use that frequency. That is how often you give this medicine. So if we give it every 12 hours, 24 divided by 12 is going to be 2 times a day. So they'll get it at 8 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock at night, or whatever time the hospitals use. Okay? Oh no, I put it on there twice. Okay, what was I supposed to be looking for? Heparin. That's what I was supposed to be looking for. Alrighty. let's see here. I don't know my ABCs. Here we go. Does this one have a bolus in it? No, it doesn't. This one does. Haha. Okay. The fluff gets me. I'm telling you. Yeah. When you use your goal, okay, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that. I know that an IV, I'm just trying to see how fast to put this fluid in this patient. Is it asking for your grams? Nope. Why are you using it? That puzzle piece does not fit, right? Okay. So your patient has an order to receive a heparin bolus of 4,000 units, followed by an IV drip of 14 units per kilogram per hour. The patient weighs 203 pounds. You have a heparin vial that's labeled heparin 1,000 units per milliliter. What will you give your patient for the initial bolus? Okay. And then what will you set your IV pump at for a continuous drip if your 1,000 milliliter bag is labeled 40,000 units of heparin? Okay, so remember, this is a two-part problem. It's going to be two separate entities. Once you give a bolus, because you're going to use your vial for that part and you're going to use your bag for the drip. Okay, so your bolus, you're going to draw it up in the vial and you're going to shoot it up into that IV, and that's going to be done with that. So that's what you use for the bolus order. You use your IV drip stuff for the IV drip. Okay. Oh my God, I pray I can find you when I start nursing school. Laddie, you better sit up there and press that follow button then. And then on YouTube, my name is A Blessed RN. I'm there as well. Can you make YouTube videos, please, so I will be able to go back and watch them? We are on right now. Hey, YouTubers, thank y'all for chilling out with me and studying. Once we get done with these questions, they will be available for the replay. So your dreams have come true already. Look at that. You have not because you asked not. All right. So back to the bolus, right? Bolus just means a one-time administration of the medicine. Okay. So our bolus, what is it asking us to find? What will you give, right? So our goal is going to be how many milliliters are we going to draw up out the vial and give to the patient? So it is 4,000 units that's ordered. 4,000 units. In the vial, it has 1,000 units per milliliter. Okay. So if I'm looking for my milliliter, I'm going to take the puzzle piece that has milliliter in it and flip it because I want my milliliters at the top and I'll put my units at the bottom. Okay. I start with what I'm looking for. If you start with what you're looking for, you don't have to go and find it. Okay. So now we've got units at the bottom. So I need my puzzle piece with my units in it. So it'll cross out because what's on the bottom has to cross out with what's on the top. Units cross out and now we're left with milliliter. So we'll divide the top by the bottom. So 4,000 divided by 1,000 is going to be 4 milliliters. And y'all, please, 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 please label your answers because I've seen it in real time, real life, real story. How people will not pass because they've done the math right, but they did not label it at the end. And I don't want that to be you. Okay. Okay. All right. So now that's the bolus. I know you probably read it and was like, that's it. That's it. That's all we had to do to find the bolus. So now we're going to find the IV drip. Okay. Ready. So we set our IV pump, right? IV pump is blue, 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 blue. Okay, that's your clue word. Milliliter per hour. IV pump is going to be milliliter per hour. Your gravity drip set with your drop factors in it. And we didn't do one of those tonight, did we? My bad. All right. It's going to be drops per minute. So volume over time. So milliliter per hour. So we are looking for a patient that has 203 pounds on them. And we are to be giving 14 units per kilogram per hour. And then our medicine is a 1,000 milliliter bag. And it has 40,000 units of heparin in it. Okay. Would this be a two-part answer? Yes, it will. Let's get these likes up. Yeah, let's get them likes up. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate for sharing the live and engaging in the comments. Okay, so now we need 1,000 mLs over 40,000 units because our milliliters are going on the top, right? 1,000 milliliters over 40,000 units. Okay, so now we got units on the bottom. We need units on the top. So 14 units per kilogram per hour. That's this puzzle piece right here. And all of it stays together, okay? So units crosses out. Now we've got kilograms, an hour on the bottom. Hour can stay because that's part of the goal. But the kilograms have to go. But our puzzle piece right here is in pounds, right? So that's why we're going to put in the conversion. 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Now, I don't suggest that you go ahead and go and convert stuff all willy-nilly before you try to set up the problem. Because like I said, the more steps that you take, the more mistakes you make. As long as I know that I got a correct conversion in there and I've got the weight that I put in there, the math is going to take care of itself at the end. So then all you have to do is divide the top by the bottom after you've multiplied it, and then you round to how it tells you to round. On this one, it didn't have an indication because I leave my questions open-ended so we can practice. But if it tells you to round to the 10th place, round to the 10th place. If it tells you to round to the whole number, round to the whole number, okay? So now we've got 203 pounds over 1. Your pounds crossed out, and now we've got milliliter per hour, and that's it. Stop and do the math finally. So 1,000 times 14 times 203 divided by 40,000 divided by 2.2 is going to be 32.29. Okay, if this asks us to round to the nearest 10th place, what will our answer be? And thanks, Day Day, for the roses. I appreciate it. Exactly, 32.3. If this asks us to round to the nearest whole number, what will this be? An elegant Jana, I see you. You put those units on there. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, if it asks around to the nearest whole number, it would be 32. Yeah. All right. So at the beginning, I told y'all about the back to school webinar that Jakara Lewis, I think her is T's Test Math Goat. So the GOAT and the nurse are coming together to give you a webinar, a free webinar, breaking down those fractions and percentages and decimals and incorporating it to your dimensional analysis to give you a firm foundation for success in your dosage calculations courses. So August 5th from 7 to 9, well, maybe 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. And you can go to my website and sign up for it. I do have it posted in my stories with the QR code. Don't forget, my website is abrntutoring.com. I do have private study sessions available. They're not on the books right now, but if you reach out to me, we can schedule a time and study together. And then I also have resources on there, your cheat sheets, practice questions. We've got step-by-step guide on how to do dimensional analysis on there. So definitely take advantage of those resources. Anybody else got any questions for before I turn the live off, and it'll be available for viewing? Nope. Okay then. YouTubers, thank you so much for studying with me and contributing.